It is an embarrassment of riches, and I'm not talking about our newsletter that you need to be signing up for right down below. That was actually Chris Doring, former Gator, who's kind of struggling to get through this year, unfortunately for him and his Gators. He's right, though. He's talking about the Georgia Bulldogs and everything that's going on. This team is loaded up, for sure.
It feels like someone different can go off every game if they wanted to.
That's perfect.
Oh, Ladd
exactly what you
McConkey.
want.
Ladd McConkey's ankle's hurting this week. Let's let Dylan Bell go out there and moss people and throw touchdowns. And there was an emphasis on feeding him on Saturday. To a little bit.
He's really good, by the way. I mean, Matt and I talked about it, I think last Wednesday or Thursday. He called. He was like, I'm just sitting here watching stuff and like, Dylan Bell has disappeared. I said, well, yeah, but
I forgot about him. I literally forgot about him.
He goes, what
from
happened?
The Florida game.
He goes, what happened? I go, Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey are back. He goes, that's what happened. And I said, that's what happened. I said, he'll probably get them a game. I said he'll come out of nowhere and make some special teams play. Well, I was wrong about that part, but
he made some special plays though.
He did.
Yeah.
And he's not the only one. It's that
was a rough situation for them.
when you have a defense that Nazir Stackhouse can blow you up and make you pay. When is Smile Monday going to have a special play? I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying, when is that going to happen? Because it could happen. It might be that we don't notice it too.
No, it's sometimes it can be less noticeable on defense just because
Right.
they're not the ones scoring touchdowns. When you think of special defensive plays over the last few years, I think you think about Christopher Smith against Clemson. You think about
LSU.
You think about and LSU.
Yeah.
You think about Malachi Starks against Missouri. You think about just the moment with Jalen Carter holding the guy up, even though that wasn't some insane sack. It was just that. But
you're gonna just forget Keely Ringo? Okay.
Oh, wow.
I'll let Keely know.
Moment.
Let me let Keely know.
Yeah,
that
text
you're
him. I forgot about him. Text him. I forgot about
Keely Ringo, forgotten superstar.
It's been an embarrassment of riches for a while. But if we're talking about on offense, I mean, even Marcus Wilson, Jack Saint, Dominic Lovett,
Marcus has really played better.
He's had a good year, man.
As time has gone on,
He's a good football player.
He starts looking like a real scary threat. It doesn't help that he's running wide open. I mean, that's a problem. All these guys are problematic. I mean, Brock Bowers. Everybody loves to talk about Brock Bowers and run back. Brock Bowers is awesome. He's really good. He's great. I don't know. I don't know. There's obviously not been a bunch of replays about what happened on Saturday night with Tennessee. Whatever it was, that was dirty by the other kid.
Today Oscar Delp would not.
Yeah, it's something approaching.
He was like, man, I didn't really know what happened down there. Like,
well, Oscar was right there, actually. And Oscar saw the way that Brock reacted, and
that's what he said. He's like, Brock Bowers doesn't usually react like.
Well, I saw what I saw. Okay, I did not see the spitting part, the alleged spitting part, but I saw the hand on the elbow. That's not how you get up off a pile. But anyway, hey, it just, these guys. I mean, Oscar Delp is their number 2. Mm-hmm. Last year their number 2 was Darnell Washington. Mm-hmm. They have some very legitimate, powerful. The term awesome is overused, I think, sometimes, but they really do have tremendous, selection of devices to go off with.
Yeah, and the thing that makes it better is they're all different.
They're
all different and excel in very different things. You look at Marcus Jack Saint. That's a guy you want to get the ball to across the middle because you trust his hands and you trust that he's going to hold on to the ball. You want to get.
Marcus makes a lot of catches, man.
He does. Over the years, I think about the game-winning drive against Ohio State. He made a huge catch. All those guys made it. Or maybe I'm thinking of Kearis Jackson as well. There were a few guys on that drive that made huge catches. But
Marcus Jack Saint
made
some amazing catches.
Tennessee, back of the end zone.
The Tech catch, the Tennessee catch.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really freaky deaky plastic, man. I mean, he does it really good. Speaking of plastics, this is recycled plastics, 20-year warranty. Our friends at EcoPoly. I can't believe I went from Plastic Man to this, but this is recycled plastics. We've seen it.
That was smooth.
The pellets. It's really a cool process.
The pellets was cool. Pellets were cool.
It's a cool process. We should show that more often, but you can get this sort of stuff. It's great quality, poly lumber is what it's called. and it's made in the heart of Georgia, manufactured. Everything on that you're seeing, including the seats, is made in Georgia, made in the heart of Georgia in Eastman, Dodge County, except the screws. They've got the screws elsewhere. So these are Georgian jobs by Georgians, working with Georgians. So it's really great, but it's a great product. It's got a 20-year warranty. You can get it in red and black. You can get it in blue and white. You can get it in beach colors or lakes colors, or Ryan, he's got his mountain house, all those things. You can get appropriate green and browns. It's awesome. Check out EcoPoly today. The guy that we've not yet talked about who's distributing to all of these weapons, what is the term?
Weapons.
Is Carson Beck, who...
A weapon in his own right.
He missed a ball to Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint. That was probably his worst play of the day. And it was a very simple throw to the flats. I don't think Marcus caught it. And other than that, I think he threw, it was 24 for 30.
Yeah.
One was a drop. One was the ball to Marcus. I don't remember some of the other ones. But that's a lot of production, man. And that guy's getting it done. No question.
They trusted him to do a lot from the jump.
And the run game.
With him. Yeah, I think the best way to put it is he's very intelligent about when and where.
They won't stop talking about how smart he is.
Yeah. The awareness in the pocket that's something that we weren't going to know about as much until we saw it.
Yep.
Right? Because it had been years since we'd seen him in situations, right, since high school. So it was. There were certain things we just weren't going to know about Carson Beck until it started happening. As the years gone on, I've become more and more impressed with him. I'm not surprised.
If Brock is their best player, is Carson their second best player on offense? Or is it Cedric Van Pran, or is it Amarius Mims, or is it Ladd? It's so hard
because you're comparing apples to oranges is the only problem with that. But Cedric Van Pran matters a lot.
Yeah.
He matters a lot. Ladd is up there too. Ladd McConkey
I think Cedric Van Pran might be...
He's the heartbeat.
Once we start talking about offensive linemen, people kind of glaze over and all this, but Cedric has had one bad snap that I can recall this year, and it was the fumble that turned over. Tennessee got the ball on
the other day.
It was it's an irrelevant situation. He came off. He was really down, and Kirby came straight up, quickly came straight up to Cedric. Cedric is smart.
He is very smart.
Cedric is smart. He is very dependable. He is exactly, his decision to come back during Devin Willock's passing.
It was a big decision.
It was a big decision, and I've lost really close friends. It's hard to have that in a condensed amount of time, because he had to decide that, I think, within 7 or 8 days of that happening, and nobody really knew what the future held, and he, decided to come back. It doesn't change what happened, but he has mattered a lot off the field. He's mattered a lot on the field. There's been Cedric Van Pran. There will be no autograph seekers. There will be probably not a lot of NIL deals and all that stuff, because everybody wants Ladd and Carson and Marcus Rosemy. You might not have this team where it's at right now without Cedric Van Pran. That's what it is.
Yeah,
I don't know how good he is as a football player. I'm not as sure as
from a leadership standpoint.
I know about that sort of stuff.
What he means to the team, it's undeniable. As a sophomore, he's elected to go to SEC Media Days.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen. I feel like that doesn't happen too much. The younger people doing that, and they asked him to do that twice. He was there twice, back-to-back years. Consistent captain. Look at the SEC inside segment that I feel like we're going to be referring to for years when they were down at halftime against South Carolina. He's, maybe we didn't see the whole thing with the locker room because there's just a little snippet of it, but he's one of the 2 or 3 guys that's up there giving not orders.
Well, no one was panicking,
Sidelines against Vanderbilt, which is... Every sideline's got its own situation for us that work. You had to go through the sidelines to get back and forth. You're going through. I'm dodging players to go through. Cedric Van Pran was pissed against Vanderbilt. They did not like what was happening, and he was in everybody's grill, more so than other people. He was the one going up and trying to get people rod. He matters to the team.
Offensive linemen are weapons.
Yeah.
Amarius Mims coming back matters a lot for Georgia.
What's the thing about Cedric? He's got the ball in his hands every play.
Well,
it starts with Cedric.
it doesn't get to Carson before it goes through Cedric. I mean, he literally touches it. Him and Carson touch it every single offensive snap. Yeah. And you do want your most intelligent guys, or at least extremely intelligent guys, that are right there in the middle, who are identifying particular things, not getting confused. Georgia's had some great centers, by the way. Fernando Velasco, Ben Jones. I'm going to forget people, and they're going to be mad. Yeah, I was just going to say, they're going to get mad. But Ben, David, they've had some guys who have come through here. Lamont Galliard, I think, was a center. I can't remember everybody through the years, but they've had some.
I thought he was a guard.
He might have been a guard.
He might have done both.
I can't remember everything, but
they rotate
intelligently.
And that is a weapon as well.
Intelligently.
That is a weapon as well.
What happens if Cedric Van Pran goes down or Amarius Mims? When you saw, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm blanking on Mullet's name.
Tate Ratledge.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that. That's my fault. You saw.
I'm blanking on Mullet's name.
What? He's got a mullet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like on purpose.
He cares about it.
Tate, come on, man. And a mustache a lot of the time.
I think he does. Yeah, I can't.
We got to work on that. Kelly Kirby should have a mustache rule. Okay.
I think you might just be very anti. Well, I thought you were anti-facial here. You're rocking a little bit.
I just don't have a usable razor right now. Any razor sponsors, we're available. Although Ryan can't grow out facial hair. It took him like a month to get this 5 o'clock shadow.
This is my 2 or 3 day.
No, when Tate went down, I gotta say, that is a great example of sometimes it's not as bad as it looks. That looked really bad on the field when
he was in pain, man. He was in pain.
That looked really bad, but so they have done a great job. That offensive line is a total weapon.
Being able to keep guys fresh the way they are.
Well, they've really gone lately to Edwards and Milton sort of exclusively in the backfield.
Yes.
There's been a little bit, but not a lot of Dylan. Not
he's
a lot.
Back there, but not getting the ball.
Yeah, and you had
Cash Jones was out there.
Jones, I almost said Chase Vassar because of the number, but Chase was 33. But yeah, they've really gone to those two guys. But man, if you got two backs that can really go, this is what Chris Doering was talking about, an embarrassment of riches. I think that's true, and I think it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to beat these guys. Now, Alabama can do it, Ohio State, Michigan. There's some teams that can do it, but it's going to be hard. Yeah. There's a reason why they're the betting favorite now. Yeah,
we focus more on the offensive side of the ball for this because it's a little bit easier.
Starks, Lassiter.
But we're not just that, the depth of it.
Yeah.
Jamon Dumas-Johnson goes down. C.J. Allen, 5-star middle linebacker.
C.J. Allen's pretty good.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
Playing pretty well.
And the older guys, it seems like this defensive line has been old for a while. Like in 21 and 22. Yeah. I mean, Zion, Nazir, are they top 50 NFL players? I mean, it doesn't look like it, but they're probably top 300. And that's a lot of talent and production that you continue to get over and over and again. That's what Chris Doering was talking about. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the website.